Hello, I'm Steve Olson. I'm the manager of training services for Mesa and an Autodesk certified instructor. In this video, I'd like to walk you through a tutorial of creating 2D documentation from a Fusion design in Fusion 360. So here I am in Fusion and I have my 3D model open. Notice that this is an assembly. So what I'm going to do here is I want to create a drawing of this. So I'll go up here to File. You'll notice that I have New Drawing. I can say from a design, from an animation, or I can tell that I want to create a new drawing template. I'm going to go ahead and say from the design. You can see by default it picks the entire assembly, and there's a checkbox here that I can uncheck, which I'm going to do, because I want to create a drawing for just this one component here. So I'll go ahead and select it. You can see it's going to do a new drawing from scratch using the ASME standard. This should be in millimeters because the design is in millimeters. So I'll switch it over to millimeters. And I've done this enough times that I think the C size piece of paper will fit just a little bit better with the scale of the views I want to create. So I'll say OK. It'll go ahead and it'll create the drawing here. And you'll see that my cursor will have a view tied to it. This isn't exactly the orientation I want. So I'll change this up here to the top. You can see here I can do visible edges or hidden edges. I'll stick with visible and hidden edges. I'll drop my view right about here. I'll say OK. And there's my view. Now, for me, this view is kind of upside down from the orientation I'd like to have. So I can use the rotate. I'll select the view. I'll use this transform here to specify that I want to rotate it. I'll pick the center. Just kind of swing around 180 degrees. There we go. I'll say OK. And in most cases, you're going to want to project this view into at least a top, a side, and maybe an isometric. So I'll go up here to projected view, pick this view, come up, come over to the side, and come to the corner, right click and say OK, and there are my views. Now that I've got the first 4 views created, I'd like to change the line type or the view type here to show just the visible edges and turn off the hidden lines. So what I can do is I can select this view, right click on it, tell it to edit the view. And here you can see it's right now it's using whatever the parent uses. But you can see here I can change the visible edges, visible and hidden edges, or turn it into a shaded. And then down here is shaded with hidden edges. I'm going to turn on the visible edges, which makes that view just look a little bit more clear. I can also create a section view through this one to create a section view. I'm going to go up here to create section view. I need to pick the view that I need to create a section of. You can see here it's trying to create a sketch here, and I can kind of track out certain lines. I'll kind of touch this line. You can see it shows me the midpoint. If I move out, it's starting to track that line. I'll click once, come down here to kind of finish defining the section line. I'll click again. I can create another segment, or I can right click and say continue. Then it allows me to project that view to the left or the right. And notice the section lines will then update based off of whichever side the section is placed on. I'll place it on this side over here. And I'll say OK. And there we go. You will also notice if I click this view here that these 3 views are aligned with each other. And I can reposition all 3 of them by just kind of clicking on that one here. This view up here, I can't move it left or right, but I can move it closer or further away from that initial parent view. Now that I've got the view created, it's time to document or dimension these views. So I'm going to go up here to my dimension command. The dimension command in the drawing environment works exactly the same as it does in the sketches. So I can pick an entire line, kind of click, and decide where I want to place it. You can see it's kind of snapping to certain spacing off the component. So I'll kind of click right about there. I can click 2 points if I wanted to, if I feel like that's a better option for me. Again, pick a line, pick 2 points. In this case here, if I don't like where that 2 is sitting, I can hit escape to get out of that command. I can click on it. You can see I get grips now and grab this grip and reposition the 2 to a better location. Again, I can also do dimensions that are diameters. So if I want to pick this outer diameter or this hole right here, I can do that. In the case of this hole, if I decided that I'd like to document it with a quantity, I can double click on that. It opens up a text editor, and I can say 4 times by the diameter of 6. And this one here, this hole in the middle is actually a counterbore hole. If I wanted to document that, I could do that with a text note just by going up here to text with a leader, click on that, kind of come out here in space. And I want to insert the diameter symbol. So you can see here there's a lot of symbols here that would annotate specific things like diameter, the counterbore, countersink, etc. So I'll go to diameter, insert that into my note, and I'll say this is 10 with a depth of 18. We can stretch this note out if I need to. I'll come down to the next line. I'm going to put the counterbore diameter symbol, or the counterbore symbol there. This would be 26. Oh, the counterbore diameter, 26 with a depth of 6. So you can see I can get all kinds of notations with all the correct symbology there as well. So I'm not going to mention this entire thing, but I just wanted to kind of point out how you can do all these different types of annotations on this view. If you were doing this example for real, or doing this for real work, I would continue to mention everything, but these tools really work all roughly the same once you kind of get into them. I'm going to save my drawing here real quick. I'm going to go to save, and I'm going to call this cylinder assembly, or even a cylinder assembly drawing, probably be better. All right, so now let's go back over to our 3D model. And let's say that we want to create a drawing for the entire assembly. So I'll go back up here to File, New Drawing, from Design. You can see I do full assembly. Here it's saying Create New. I could say, well, I want to add it to the cylinder assembly drawing. And you can see, do I want to create a new sheet or do I want to add it to sheet 1? I want to create a whole new sheet. And it's going to keep everything else the same, except for maybe allow me to make the sheet size a little bit different. I'm going to keep all that. I'm going to say OK. So you can see now I have a second sheet to my drawing. I'm going to change the view here to the right. And right about here looks good. I'll project a couple views. This view, yeah, I'll go with that one. I'll come up here to the top as well. And there we go. So now that I've got my views on there, let's say I want to create a parts list or a parts list table for this. So I can come up here to Table. I'll come and drop it down here in my bottom left-hand corner. You can see it fills this out. It gets this information from the properties of each individual component. You can see whoever created this model didn't put any descriptions in. But now I can come back here in Balloon. See, it actually automatically ballooned that one. But if I wanted to, I can create some additional balloons just from this balloon command. And these views will work exactly as the other ones do in terms of adding dimensions and adding details and controlling the hidden lines off or on. Those are pretty consistent across all of these. One last thing to mention here is the title block, and some of the fields here are things that I can still edit or enter. So if I double click on this, you can see it will open this up and it'll start showing me fields that are being pulled into this. If I hit this reset attributes, it'll reset all of those. if I want to enter a value for these, like this code, I can double click on it and I can enter whatever that would be. I can say approved by, I can put my approved by, I'll put my initials, approved date, I can pick a date, I'll just say the same date that is the drawn by. So I can do that with pretty much any of these fields here. You can create your own customized title blocks if you want, but that's how the default one is modified. If I want to go back to the first sheet, you can see it's down here in the bottom of the screen. I can click on it. It'll take me back to the first sheet from the second one. If I want to just even add a whole nother sheet altogether, I can do that. If I don't want it, I can right click on it and delete the sheet. One last thing I could do is I could output this. You can see here in the toolbar there is this output. I can create a PDF, a DWG, or export the tables into CSV files. If I just go, I'll just go ahead and export the PDF real quick. You'll see it'll let me go to PDF. It'll ask if I want all sheets. Do I want to open up the PDF? Sure, I'll go ahead and say yes to all those. I'll save it to my desktop. So you can see now it has created my PDF, and there are the two sheets that I've created. I want to thank you for taking time to watch this video. If you have any questions or comments, you can please email one of the email addresses on the screen. And again, thank you for watching.